welcome to Confused Reviews, where our cartoon drawing reviews movies. And do you remember the recent 2017 disaster, The Bye-Bye Man? I'd almost forgotten about it when I saw the DVD in stores, and a whirlwind of anger and disappointment flooded back to me as I promptly started screaming and throwing shit in the store until I had to be escorted out by security. But that pile of garbage is for another day, but its stupid title did remind me of another horror movie with an equally idiotic title. Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers tells the story of a brother and sister driving along the Florida countryside when they're terrorized by a rusty old van and eventually hunted down by a monster simply known as the Creeper. And unfortunately, there is one giant thing that will forever be stuck to this movie like a conjoined twin. The fact that the director, Victor Salva, was convicted of sexual misconduct with a 12-year-old boy. And let me be the first to say that that's fucking disgusting and very gross. But I'm not going to have that unforgivable, despicable human act that he rightfully spent jail time over bias my judgment for a B-list slasher movie. I just figured I'd mention it, and to Victor Salva, all I have to say to you is that you should go eat shit, motherfucker! Oh, and the original title was Here Comes the Boogeyman, and I have to ask, why the fuck did you pick Jeepers Creepers over that? I know in the movie they use it as like a sign that the creeper is there, but that'd be like calling the original Halloween something like Super Duper Spooky Killing Spree. Idiots. Anyways, being that this movie spawned one sequel with another coming out eventually, let's just take a look back at this early 2000s horror flick and see if it created a modern slasher icon or is just another cult hit that isn't all it's cracked up to be. This is Jeepers Creepers. So the film begins with our characters driving down an empty road, and I'm definitely not sick of the third episode in a row to have this exact same premise be the beginning of the movie. But I digress. Oh, and watch this part.
You actually did something decent for me. That's a part of history you can't change.
That was a stop sign.
No, this wasn't an editing trick. That's literally how the movie presents it. We're off to a real promising start here. Anyways, we meet our two leads, Darry, played by Justin Long, and Trish, played by Gina Phillips. They play some stupid game making sense of license plates and eventually pass Walter White's RV. When suddenly, a dusty old truck that looks like it hasn't been washed since Nam speeds past them to reveal his plate. Gee, wonder if that truck withholds the movie's antagonist. After Darry takes a quick piss, we reunite with said truck and see Darkman here throwing wrapped up bodies down some pipe. Hey, don't be hating on the guy, he's just doing his laundry. Fun fact, this scene was inspired by the case of Dennis DePoo, a former Michigan property assessor who murdered his wife and was seen by witnesses near an old church with a bloody sheet. Which is creepy as is, but I live in... Oh wait, he killed himself in 91. False alarm. The creeper don't take too kindly to people watching him do his chores and quickly chases after them. He then pulls a Dukes of Hazzard and begins playing a game of bumper tag. Well, he's probably executing his revenge for you being in 4 Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. I know I would. They then get thrown off the road and spend an eternity just sitting there. And then the movie takes a weird turn.
We look in the pipe.
What? You guys are brother and sister, you creepy fuck.
We look in the pipe. That's it.
Oh, whew. I thought this was going to take a really, really creepy turn. They decide to go back to the giant creepy tube and see what's inside it, cause that's going to end perfectly, isn't it? Anyways, they arrive at a creepy church that makes you uncomfortable just looking at it. It's probably practicing Scientology. They arrive to the makeshift water slide and... Hello!
Fuck you.
Darry then decides to hop in the pipe and, well...
I told you I heard someone!
Okay, you know the part in scary movies where somebody does something really stupid and everybody hates them for it? This is it.
Fine, Trish, you think my job is so goddamn easy? You finish the fucking episode. God motherfucking shit! Anyways, Darry freaks out over seeing some rats, causing his moronic self to be dropped into the pipe, and... Ooh, that looks awful. He gets a kinda messed up hand, and yeah, it turns out that the bodies that obviously look like bodies were actually bodies. And Edward here shows Darry he just came out of surgery. After the guy officially dies, he wanders around until he finds the Alien Covenant poster on the ceiling and realizes the entire ceiling is covered in bodies. Now, at this point, where someone like me would have been running so far away from this place I'd have to change my phone number, Darry just kind of stands there, staring at the corpses. And back with Trish, she's just kind of standing there, modeling for a CoverGirl ad or some shit, when she realizes that the music's flaring up, so she tries to start the car. But, as we all know, this is a horror movie, and she then realizes it was just a hay truck. Well, yeah, it's only been a half hour, nothing too exciting is gonna happen yet. Anyways, they hit the road again, and Darry just sits there, blankly staring, realizing he'd go on to be in 4 Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. And no, I'm not letting that joke go, because it still pisses me off. They arrive at some diner and see the creeper pass by again. They then quickly get everyone's attention and beg for help. You think that's crazy? A few hours from now, Michael Douglas is gonna freak out about them not serving breakfast. The phone then starts ringing, and answer it to hear some crazy lady spouting off all kinds of facts about them, when she drops this little bomb.
Those bodies down there, that's what it likes to call it. It's House of Pain.
That Tyler Perry show was pretty painful, I will agree. She keeps telling them that they're basically fucked and acts like a total SoundCloud rapper and pushes her music onto them.
Oh, hold on. I need you to listen to this.
He tells her to piss off, and eventually the cops show up, and we see here they're very helpful.
Those bodies would be nothing but bones by now.
Why'd he say it like that? I feel like I need a cold shower. Weird. Anyways, we then find out this little fun fact.
He's got them all stitched together like some kind of quilt.
There you have it, folks. The creeper's into knitting. Again, really weird. Darry nearly has a full-fledged mental breakdown, and we find out that the creeper's been doing some research on our protagonists. Can you fucking stop that? After those stupid editing choices, we find out that the creeper's been sniffing their clothes. Jeez, he really fits his name now. This is more annoyingly uncomfortable than when they tried to make the Joker a goth kingpin. Sorry, separate discussion.
Still think I bumped my head?
You must have when you signed on to do 4 Alvin and the Okay, alright, I've tired the joke. Moving on. They hit the road again and hear that stupid song again, but this time modernized. Oh, and the cop car behind them is visited by a certain hat-wearing maniac. No. Still no. Wrong again. Bingo. The 2 cops are quickly disposed of using some medieval axe that looks really cool, and he throws the cop's head onto the car. Trish goes to investigate the cops while Darry notices it's the car's time of the month, and turns out Adele is in the cop car.
I said hello!
Hello, it's me.
Oh, and in the first sort of reveal of our villain, he just gets out and smells the severed head. He then starts making out with the severed head.
Ha! Gay!
Relax, Ken Jeong, he was just stealing the guy's tongue. Actually, saying that makes it worse. Anyways, the creeper loads up the day's haul and grabs his hat, cause you gotta dress to impress.
12 seconds later.
Slow down!
You just told her to go! Make up your mind, dickhead! After that idiotic display, they end up at the Myers house and talk to the cat lady, played by Eileen Brennan. And in case you were wondering, yes, she's literally credited as the cat lady. So I'm sure she'll be well developed and will live to the end. And she's dead. I'm shocked. They then pull a baby driver, and the creeper shows off his master gymnastic skills. I'd give that a solid 9. Anyways, they decide hitting him is the best course of action. Oh boy. He then pulls a Marty McFly and just hops over the car. Awesome. They then do it all again. Okay? They then do it for a 3rd time, this time injuring the guy. Okay, 3 times the charm. It'd be a little ridiculous if they did it again. Okay, fine, I'll let it slide, but no more. Stop running him over! Jesus, I can't even make jokes or keep up. Relax for a goddamn second. That's it! I've had it with you, movie. I'm sending you back to the fucked up mind of which you've came. There. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I forgot. That's the thing the creeper's known for. Might as well get back to the review. At the police station, we see there are a lot of missing people when Giselle Hartman, played by Patricia Belcher, arrives on the scene trying to help them. And she also explains how the creature works.
Every 23rd spring, for 23 days, it gets to eat.
He must be one hell of a Michael Jordan fan. As she continues to spout exposition like it's her job, we see the creeper roll up on the scene. Go home, creeper, you're drunk. The lights go out and one lone officer goes to investigate. Too bad, instead of finding Andy Dufresne trying to escape or John Coffey, he finds a hellish creature eating other inmates. Another day at the office, am I right? Back with the crazy psychic and two bimbo leads, they meet up with the entire town's police force and one idiotic cop gets killed. Holy shit. That was terrible. Mrs. Dabney then loses it on them, and Darry ain't having none of it. The two then run away as the creeper attacks her. Oh, creeper. Jason would have been disappointed in you. He wouldn't have let her live. He doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Creepers, creepers.
Darry and Trish continue trying to escape when Trish and the creeper do a weird cabin in the woods-like thing with the one-way mirror. It gets even more weird when he busts in and smells them for a really long time. He then chooses Darry as the better sibling just as the cops break the mirror, guns locked and loaded. He then does that weird Dilophosaurus thing from Jurassic Park when Trish tries negotiating with him. He then goes all, "I'm Batman," on their asses and just flies away with Darry anyways. They all look out the shattered window.
And it's gone.
So yeah, Darry is swept away, and we cut to the next day to see Trish all broken up about it. No time for that, however, as we cut over to Mr. Plinkett's basement to see the creeper has a new addition to his collection, Darry's eyeless corpse. So yeah, the thing he wanted from the two this whole time was Darry's eyes. Ooh, how scary. Another fun fact, this is actually Justin Long in the creeper makeup, because I'm sure it was easier to make him have his own eyes than make Jonathan Breck wear contacts or whatever. So basically, the entire movie, the two leads were being hunted just for Darry's eyes. How stupid. And that was Jeepers Creepers, and it's a movie. For one, Jonathan Breck did a good job playing the creeper and really elevated the villain with his performance. He's got a cool look that's pretty damn memorable. Patricia Belcher is probably the best actor in the movie, and I wish she would have been in it more. You can tell she at least tried. But the two leads were beyond annoying, and their dialogue is really corny and forced. All they did was argue and run away from the creeper. The whole movie sets up this elaborate backstory just for Darry to be flown off and have his eyes ripped out. What a fucking letdown. They had such a good concept and idea going, and they ruined it with the third act. For me, I've always had a soft spot for this flick. The concept is cool, and villain, with his distinct look and truck, is worth checking out, but doesn't really offer much in terms of rewatchability and has a weak ending, and isn't all that scary. Overall, I'm going to give Jeepers Creepers a C, because I do enjoy it, and I would sheepishly recommend, but it isn't a masterpiece by any means. I'm Confused Reviews. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.